everybody. This is Dr. Abbott. I just want to go over a little bit about your final projects. I know it's the last day of class that they're due. I just want you to have a great idea of what you're supposed to be able to do. And doing that requires reading some great ones from previous classes. So let me go first through final projects. I won't go into too much detail or name any names. I'm just going to give you some subjects and some ideas that people came up with. The first one is called Music and Me, where someone talks about the music they listen to because their parents listened to classic rock. And at 6th grade, I joined the band. In ninth grade, I started high school and played in the band and continued. Music in my life. I was asked recently of my top 10 favorite songs of all time. Gospel music to me. So remember, you can do styles. Listen about this one. How music saved my life. She had a terrible accident on a trampoline, and it turned out to be a really life-changing moment through lots of pain and doctor's visits, and a song seemed to be the strength that kept her together through the whole ordeal. Recently, I took a walk around the apartment I live and asked several people who I found for the definition of hip-hop. So surveys are fun. Final project, this is an analytic breakdown of Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, M-A-A-D, City, track by track. So each song, an analysis of each song. I believe that music is a major part of Hispanic culture. So she's talking about Puerto Rican culture and how important music is. My oldest memories as a child contain music. In my house, music was played to cook, clean, celebrate, or just because. Since I was a young girl, music has always been in my life due to my parents. My father was a doctor. I have a younger sister. She isn't normal. And this is living with someone with some mental issues in a household, and how music was her release from the stress of living in that house. In the genre of djent hardcore, the heavy, almost digitalized style of breakdowns and melodic chord progressions, so this is talking about music and technology, particularly in the electronic music, the EDM world. Music and a historical event. Back in 1998, when I was around 6 years old, my father had a band, and hanging around her band and listening to them rehearse and perform. Tonight Alive is the first band I really came to enjoy growing up. They're a punk rock band based out of Sydney, Australia. And so this is about a specific band and your personal reason for loving this band. Music and pain. I won't go into too much detail about that. My final project will not be on one subject specifically, but rather on the different songs and music I believe will truly last through the years, and why I think so. Here is a project about the city that this person grew up, which I was born and raised in a small city named Korka, located in the southeastern part of Albania. A part of having beautiful architecture and great people, it is otherwise known as the City of Serenades. And music is a big deal. So it's a certain kind of music called a serenade that comes from that particular city. The song that guided me through it all. So listening to a particular song with her dad that has made much more meaning as she's gotten older. Music and Turkish culture. This is a very interesting one. Alcohol in music. According to Johns Hopkins School, 4 alcohol brands, Patron, Hennessy, Grey Goose, and Jack Daniels, accounted for more than half of the alcohol brands mentioned in songs between 2009 and 2011. Here's one on the song Let It Go. Let It Go and its message, the overall message of the song. Music in my life. I'm 22 years old, and more than half my life I've lived in Moscow, Russia. And this is about some interesting bands that she encountered in Moscow that you really would not, you'd have to go a long way to find it in the United States. Music in the Venezuelan marketplace. Music and the Caribbean. So this is a woman born in Haiti. She's talking about styles that are popular music in Haiti. Music and the devil. So growing up in a household where your parents or your grandparents consider rock music to be the devil's music, and then discovering after you're out of the house that the music isn't so bad. The topic I decided to talk about is my interest in music. So this is someone who is a music composer, and this is more about the business of how he negotiates the business. The musical subject I have chosen for this paper is my country's most popular listened music, which is called cumbia. Obviously, this person is from Colombia. Colombia with an O. How music shaped me into who I am today. Now, this woman is very interested in having a career in the business of music. So she's finding out about copyrights and some of the things that we've talked about so far in class. All right. So there you go. That's section 1, final projects. Section 2, music in the marketplace. I work in a store called Smoke This Too, which is a head shop. So talking about the music and how it's marketed towards the products that are sold in a shop that sells rolling papers and just paraphernalia for smoking marijuana. According to research, music affects our mood in a variety of ways. So this is talking about the different kinds of music that she has gone through while working at Publix, New York and Company, and Little Caesars. So a comparison of the music in 3 places that she has worked retail. This woman travels around with her father to different car dealerships that are owned by AutoNation. And she's talking about the different music that they play when they sell Lexus, Jeep, Nissan, Volkswagen, Range Rover. Each have their own sets of music, she says, unless it's Christmas. Christmas, by the way, is a great subject for music in the marketplace. I've seen thousands of advertisements where music is played in the background. One advertisement I recently have seen is Microsoft selling the Xbox. So talking a little bit about the music that accompanies particularly technology and video games. The music industry has changed many times. This person puts music for people that rent mega yachts. And music in the marketplace, my personal experience is my job. I work at Family Dollar. My second experience is Presidente Supermarket. Third experience is the cruise boat that he used to work on the weekends. Starts earlier than everybody, and they start the music with the DJ the whole day. He sort of describes the music they play. Okay, part 3, music and concert review. So here is the one way that you can do this. You can write it completely as a separate document. This is a Frozen sing-along at Disney. This is Revolution Live in downtown Fort Lauderdale. This is the concert that I was in attendance, was the restaurant I work at. A group of 4 men playing that I judged to be hard rock. Okay. This one is a concert interview on a cable television channel named Palladia. Grace Potter and the Nocturnals. So in the day where we used to be able to go see live, I would require you to go see live. But at this point, your YouTube or Palladia or whatever other option you have for watching music, you'll answer my questions on the concert guidelines. In the beginning of March, which is right when the pandemic started, I had the pleasure to be able to go to a concert right before the pandemic was declared. The band Coin that I went to see canceled their tour the next day. And here's what they do. The first paragraph is about the majority of people that attended were teenagers to young adults. The next paragraph is the sound. These are all the questions that I ask. And then I asked you about the crowd, and I asked about the context of the music. Did you understand what the music was? Did you understand what they were trying to say? Did you know all the words already? Did you think that everybody there understood what was going on? It says, I may be biased, though, as I already knew all the music before I went to the concert. The audience was definitely enjoying the performance. There was a lot of energy in the crowd. And finally, just a couple small Part 4 YouTube internet projects. These are examples of someone who gave me the playlist, their playlist that they made on YouTube. This is obviously all punk, but more than that, I've seen each of these bands, she says. I wanted to include some local bands as well as new bands you may have never heard of, so here you go. And this is saying to me, hey, here's some bands that you might want to check out, Dr. Abbott, which I do. I check out everything you send me, I check out. Now, you can also give me the links, and this is 10 links on the evolution of drill, which, if you don't know, is a type of rap. And then this is a playlist. Music helps us through our daily lives in many different ways. Music and the conscious mind, a playlist to help keep you awake. I use music as an alternative to coffee. Here are 10 YouTube links of songs I keep personally on a playlist on my phone to keep me awake and energetic whenever I feel tired. Many of the music below are fast-paced EDM tracks with high volume. Most of the tracks do not have vocals, but I hope you still enjoy them. Okay, so there you go. Just enough for you to be able to consider some possibilities, and that's really all I'm saying here. We have done a worksheet, or we will do a worksheet if we're just starting this course, on final essay subjects, which also can be your YouTube subjects. But really, anything you have in mind, ask me if you're not quite sure, and I will probably tell you to go for it. Unless it's too broad, in which case I'll just ask you to get a little more concise about how you can zoom in on, say, a certain style. If you just say reggae, well, there's a lot of different substyles of reggae. So I might suggest that you check out some different styles like two-tone or culture music, and some styles that are related to Marley and some that aren't. I mean, there's a lot of obvious places to go for reggae, but there's some really nice little hidden corners also that you can look to if you're really interested in reggae. Okay, sounds great, and I will see you soon.